Today, we're going to go into a topic, everybody, on a on something that I'd like for you to have like maybe pen and paper in front of you or a Word document and something to get something down on, I reckon. And we're going to go through an exercise of documenting your ideal client. And there are just some more granular questions that Brenton has provided us in this run sheet today that I'd like to go through together with all of us on a share screen. And then sort of they provide bullet points on what to avoid, right? And what's good and what to avoid and the negatives. But what we're going to do is we're going to just convert it to what is it that we have to identify in our own firms to answer that question to begin with. Okay, so if that's the result we're trying to get, what question do we have to answer to actually get there? Right, and this goes into a lot more granular detail. All right, ideal clients. This is going together with the fact that Wize Marketing is releasing an ideal client profile generator. But this is going to be really important questions to answer. It's going to help you generate a more refined one and now and then for later. Okay, it's good to document this. I want to be honest with you, it's so detailed. I've never documented this deep ever. Maybe some of you have. Okay, but all right, I'll get into it. All right, so stop chasing everyone, lock in your ideal client profile. I'll say one phrase that sums this up, and that is if you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Saying that you target small business owners isn't enough. You need to be going quite deep nowadays. You have to match it to the level of saturation of accounting or bookkeeping or tax businesses in your area. You need to go deep, okay? The deeper the better. It helps you focus your marketing energy. First of all, your budget doesn't get spread thin. If you could market to everybody, you would be Coca-Cola, okay? Then you can go and market to everyone because you've got billions of dollars. But we do not have billions of dollars, so you're going to have to do surgical bets. And we do this by locking in our ideal client profile. All right, and today I'm going to be supported by Raul and Danny. And where I see the Wize Hub, I'll be sharing, but where I see Raul, where the Wize Hub is going to be concerned is for you to demonstrate like the ABCD client pie thing and in the CRM, right? And then Danny, I perhaps like on execution when there is marketing, sales, recruitment to be hired or coordinators to be hired. Okay, just ideas. All right, so we're going to document it. I thought the best way to do it is first, I'm going to pull up the run sheet that today's session came with because I thought it was great. So on this section here, where we'll get ready to write things down, I'll go through this case scenario and then we'll go through and answer. We'll make annotations and comments and you take notes along the way, okay? And at the end, if you genuinely took part in this exercise, I'd like you to share some. But otherwise, let's go through this today. It should not take any longer than until 9:30. The objective of documenting your ideal client and the criteria that define them is to set your business up for a smoother growth, stronger team alignment, and more consistent profitability. Without this clarity, you risk wasting time, burning out your team, and stalling your business's growth. Okay, so now we're going to go into bullet points. And this is where I want you to sort of create notes or ask questions about how you're going to identify it based off this point. So benefits of documenting your ideal client and criteria. Your team knows exactly who to target and serve, leading to better client experience and less confusion. Okay, so what are the benefits? It's that your team knows exactly who they're dealing with beforehand. When you're picking out your ideal client profile, also think about how the capabilities of your firm, that track record of you being able to service a type of client, and you said you've been successful. Like your team does this well because you can sell that. Okay, sometimes we just got to sell what we got. So what is our team actually good at? And we're going to lean into it. That's really important. Some firms spread themselves too thin. By thin, I mean the amount of revenue per divisions they might have. or amount of services they might support. And it goes even further. If the team knows they're dealing with dentists, even better. That's quite specific, right? Even to a set of industries would be better. That's how you get the speed. Speed comes from when team members can predict off each other. So when we're picking our ideal client profile, it's more than just the marketing one. It's more than just to get more sales. It's also what is one that is commercial and going to make money for us. We should be able to do it well. That's what we're going to invest our ideal client profile in. It's not a tester one. Marketing and sales. So, okay, this one, you'll put a criteria point to like, you'll call this criteria cohesion with workflow out of 10. All right, that sort of thing. Okay, second point, marketing and sales become more focused, attracting clients who value your work and are willing to pay for it. Okay, so who values you? Who's willing to pay your upfront fees for a financial health check? Okay, who balks at when they don't understand the value that you're actually trying to give them and how it's different to the previous accountant or bookkeeper they had? People who respond to your message will value you. So a common message is, we are specialists in this industry or that industry. And then people are willing to pay more for it because they believe that they qualify as, I need someone who's a specialist in that industry now. Okay, or someone who more generally is going to take me to that next level. Okay, so who's going to pay for that? Who's going to be, who when they pay you are making an investment, really? Those are ideal clients. Or you might genuinely target those who are price conscious and you just want to do 1,000 tax returns an hour because you've got some insane system that can pull it off. That's fine too. Okay, but you would voluntarily decide on a path. And in most cases, it would be one of, I want clients who can actually afford it. And increasingly, that pool is becoming smaller. At the same time, there's all these threats to it. Anyway, so you avoid tie kickers. You generally would avoid tie kickers. I think avoiding tie kickers is more of a question of your qualification SOP. So here you would give it a rating of qualification process out of 10. How do you qualify people to begin with? And for this second point, I would say it really just comes down to your sales process. If marketing is producing top of the funnel and sales are getting meetings and we're not converting, then I would diagnose the sales playbook first. And then we'll move to the marketing. If marketing is sufficient, the ratio I have heard from us salespeople is that for every the amount of discovery meetings your firm might have per week, you should have about 100 times the amount of leads top of the line. So if you're doing like 10 discovery meetings a week in the firm, you should have about 100 leads right at the tip top who've just downloaded an ebook or interacted with you in some form. Okay, someone you can begin to chase about 100 times. And what it does is he says it removes the desperation of having to try get any client. And that's something everyone honestly had to unshamelessly do to start the business. But at some point we need to pivot into one where it makes the most sense for us. Okay. Onboarding and service delivery become more efficient as your systems are built for the right type of client. Okay, that is like, you'll get that benefit, sure. But it also speaks to a huge problem it solves, which is onboarding. And onboarding plagues every single firm. And if you're onboarding clients from every type of industry and niche, sure, it is going to be difficult. They all have different technologies, sure. And no one has this the hardest than bookkeepers. Like the completely core integrated type of bookkeepers to get into anything, they would have the hardest time doing this onboarding. But otherwise, picking out your ideal client profile means that you would manage less onboarding processes quite naturally, and your systems will become built for them. And you build a reputation for excellence in your chosen niche. Sure, that's good for marketing. You'll get referrals from, basically, they'll tell their friends who are like them. Decision making is faster and less emotional. Okay. I'll go into negatives. Your team wastes time on poor fit leads and clients, leading to frustration and inefficiency. Okay, so people who go deep, deep, deep into the sales pipeline, or who come from industries whose sales cycles just do not match your expectations in the business at the moment. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Different industries make decisions on different time scales, and that might not fit your personal cash flows. So this is inefficient and it causes frustration everywhere. You have to align those. You end up with clients who are difficult, unprofitable, and require constant handholding. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the firm wasn't willing to invest in trying to make this client's life better because we just took it on. We got the win. We didn't think it's worth the money to try and make it better. So 80% of this, in most cases, in reality, is a core firm foundational one. Like any decent system should be able to handle a variety of clients, to be fair. It doesn't matter who you market it to. You should be able to have quite a lot of capability. It's just marketing. But in this case, yeah, we're asking the firm to constantly pivot between clients. So it's very hard for them to keep up. Marketing is scattershot, so you attract the wrong people. Yeah. Your business becomes reactive. I'm seeing a lot of alignment here between the marketing strategy and the client management strategy and the production strategy and the operational strategy across the 7 orgs in a firm. What he's saying in his run sheet here is that the ideal client profile has effects all throughout these 7 divisions. The board decides on who, and then it affects the marketing and how the client managers treat them in sales, how easy the production is, if they're even satisfied with us, how's their client NPS in quality? And operationally, can we even service them well? And accountants, are they even profitable? Does our team have a good time with it? So this ideal client profile affects a lot. Even if you do not use it for your marketing, it is still important that it is documented and that the team has a discussion around who this ideal client profile is. Even if you just raise it once or twice and then no one ever finds the document again, it answers a very important question in everyone's mind. Who exactly should we be focusing on here?